In this release, we are overhauling and unifying asset search. As you can see in the top header bar, there are now only 2 buttons. You have Assets and Loot. In today's release, we're focusing on the Assets tab. It may seem quite similar to before, however, there are many big changes. First of all, you can see here, there are thousands of assets. Oh, look at all the assets. Oh my gosh, there's millions and millions and millions and millions and Now a quick overview of the cards. Here you have several new buttons. The flag button currently only shows for administrators, however it will be released to the public. This allows you to flag assets that have dodgy metadata or images. Scrolling quickly down. You can see here this image is of a bad quality. The background has gone borky. So I'm going to report this asset to the moderators. And here's another one. Now these are reported and the moderators are on the case. They will fix them ASAP. As well as a report button, there's also a like button or a favorite button. You can click this to favorite assets that you like. And that way you can keep track of assets you're interested in acquiring. We have a sort functionality here. This will sort across the entire plunder.co collection. You can sort by when it was last updated, the mintage year, or the origin. So for example here, you can see it's now sorted from Z down. And next on the list, this is a big one. We've got the filters button. In here, you can control which assets you see within the entire plunder collection. First of all, let's just select my assets and reported assets. And favorited assets, and then submit. Oh, drat, there's nothing. Well, I guess I've got to modify my filters. So basically what happened is nothing matched the filters. There's no assets on plunder.co that are owned by me that have been reported and that are also favorited. However, if I remove this one, and if I re-enable favorites and disable reported, again, we'll see nothing, and that's because none of the assets I favorited were mine. I'll remove that, and here we can see all my favorited assets. Very nice. And moving on, I'm going to uncheck all of the above, and I'm going to filter based on date. So I only want to see this 100-year range. And, I like British coins, because I'm British. So, what? British Virgin Islands? Nyet. Britannia. So we'll select Britain. And this is a multi-function, so German as well. Well, I do like Germany. There we go. Okay, what does this mean? 1850 to 1950 British or German coins. Alright, let's go. Oh, crikey! That's a lot of assets. I need to filter this down a bit more. Well, there's quite a lot, so I only want to go for ones that I can actually acquire right now, so I'm going to select these options. What this does is filters by exchangeable, aka assets that I can place a bid on, or assets that are for sale for digital loot. Okay, submit. Right, now we're talking. Okay, well, quite a few of these assets are mine already, so we'll scroll down and have a little look. Interesting, the Errato's got a nice penny here. So we can bid on this if we want. Well, no, you're not meant to see this. This is... No. Alright, well, that's a very silly overview of the search functionality. I had fun doing that. Yeah, that's the search functionality. And you can see it's pretty comprehensive. Still a lot of different search filters I can add and would love to add. But all this stuff takes a lot of time to build. So if you have specific search filters you want, let me know and I will definitely prioritize them. And the final thing, also a big change on the assets page, is the view button. I've only been showing you the generic view here of coins. It's nice, it's functional, etc. But if I click the view button, I can look at it differently. So this is a more concise and bird's eye view. And for the real pros, you have the table layout. This gives you a greater oversight into the metadata of the coin, as well as a cleaner list format so you can methodically assess the assets in the plunder collection. And just going back to the start, this is the default view. So, great stuff. Also on the loot tab, if you select silver, gold or copper, you're now presented with a prize pool button. It gives you an overview of what can be won by minting the copper loot. So if you mint 2 grams, you can win randomly selected assets from this prize pool. And you can see here there's a bunch of coins in there, already 500. And yeah, the same goes for silver, of course. There's slightly fewer silver assets available, but there's more coming soon. And the gold prize pool is currently empty, but not for long. Now that that's out of the way, all the technical details, I want to show you something very personal to you. Aha, yes, so selling assets, right. You have now the option to list assets for digital loot. Very nice. You, personally, can list assets for sale that you have acquired in plunder.co and resell them. And you can try and flip them for a profit or just get rid of assets that you no longer want. Okay, that is it for this release. I hope everything made sense there. I did brush through it and it was a little bit silly. Hopefully it's not too silly because I think this feature is pretty serious. It's seriously good. Look at it. Just look and observe at the beauty of this feature. Alright, cheers guys. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. Oh, one last thing. Scan this QR code now to purchase your mystery boxes.